We are going to reveal all the details at Hotel Transylvania 4, and secrets you might have missed at Hotel Transylvania 4. Did you know? The first episode Professor Van Helsing multiple times. But have you noticed weird things about his lab when Johnny enters his lab? It shows us so many unusual objects like a huge dinosaur skeleton, a giant robot outfit, a humanoid skeleton, a body of a giant shark, and even an old diving suit. Why would he need all of these things? Well, we don't know for sure. It even seems like he doesn't know that as well. However, if you take a look at the ceiling, you will notice a replica of the plane he used when he was hunting Dracula in the Hotel Transylvania 3. If we pay a little more attention to the things on the dinner table, it might shock us a little. We know there is a drinking party, but we eat. Did you notice that everyone uses minis instead of normal forks and knives? Do axes and tentacles for eating? But here are more things. Have you seen the salt and pepper pots? If you thought they were just a creepy design and kind of theme and there was nothing else behind them, you're wrong. It's actually quite a bit. They do the best work. Transylvania. And the new film begins with a celebration of Dracula's Hotel's 125th anniversary. Dracula has a very secret plan. He wants to announce that he is retiring and handing over the business to his daughter Mavis. Well, technically not only to Mavis, because she's married to the very glutzy human husband Johnny. When the secret becomes not a secret anymore, Johnny becomes overexcited, and he organized a really amazing monster performance. The funny thing happens, which can actually be considered as an adult joke, but it definitely made you laugh if you watch the movie carefully, when the werewolf kids run onto the stage with letter cards that spell together happy anniversary. One pup falls and all the kids are messed up, and the cards they were holding mess up as well when they get up their cards. Now read very fine ass. Well, it can read two different phrases though. When the last kid gets up with the last letter, it's to complete the phrase. However, Dracula manages to save the entire party by freezing the chaos and rearranging letters in the right position. After that it read, happy. Seen you before when Dracula realizes he's a human now. He's trying to hide the news from Mavis, so he needed some help from other monsters to distract her. The first one who decided to help Drac out was Wayne. He showed Mavis his new dance moves, but don't. Those moves seem familiar to you. Just take a look at the scene one more time. Nothing comes to your mind. Well, the moves were inspired by real-life social media dance challenges. The viral hit Renegade Dance created by Jello Harmon. Have you heard of it? But here's something more. Actually, we have another social media star in our movie. Have you noticed him, by the way? If yes, a party monster, and his character is played by a very famous streamer ninja, aka Tyler Belvins. Is it just me? Or do they look kind of the same, Wayne? Here was about to show off some new dance moves, yeah, go get them. There's actually a really funny and cute. The fact that Dracula allegedly goes around saying blah blah blah. When it comes to town, he meets people who are copying him, saying which drives the Count nuts. He tries to prove that he doesn't really say this phrase and then irritates him a lot. He even screams, I don't know where that comes from. So according to fans and online sources, the real Dracula has never said this phrase. Interestingly, this phrase was invented by the movie franchise. One source read, knowledgeable Dracula fans know that the character has never added the phrase not once, not ever. Not once. Not in any of the movies, not in the book, certainly not in the plays from once. Then does this cliché originate as Count Dracula character from Hotel Transylvania lamented? Where does that come from? Indirectly, it comes from Bela. Lugosi more specifically comes from bad impersonations of Bela Lugosi. However, in the Hotel Transylvania 4, Dracula says this phrase. Do you remember that moment? It was a scene when he explains why he made a monster real estate law. He said Johnny found out that I was giving you guys the hotel. But then he had a Johnny takeover, escalators, name changes, blah blah blah. Hey Draco, we caught you saying that phrase and never deny that you said that was giving you guys the hotel. But then he, had the Johnny takeover escalators name changes. Here are a few hidden things that you have probably missed because they were so difficult to notice. The first one was
name changes, blah blah blah.
So the biggest thing that happens in the fourth Hotel Transylvania is that Dracula and his friends become human. This happens due to the fact that Johnny was so upset that Drac never accepted him because he was a human. So he decided to ask Professor Van Helsing to turn him into a monster using a special monster gun. As you know, everything went not as planned, and Johnny was turned into an enormous dragon. Dracula is turned into a balding middle-aged human griffin. The Invisible Man also turns into a human. And when this happens, everyone's shocked to know that he's been naked from the start. No one just didn't know that. Probably all this time everyone was wondering what Griffin looks like, so he is a balding, middle-aged, out-of-shape man with red hair. After the fans saw the trailer, they were kind of upset with the way Griffin looked. And guess what? People decided to create a petition, it read. So I just saw the trailer of Hotel Transylvania 4 and the movie seems really cool as usual. But what's with Griffin? I thought he'd be hot. We all did. We had such high hopes for him. So please give us a hot Griffin, a tall and nerdy, curly-haired boy, Matthew Gregg Goobler style, not a want but a need. Thank you. The petition was signed by over 30,000 people. It doesn't look like the filmmakers really did exactly what they were asked, but they snuck an alternative version of Griffin in one of the scenes. Have you noticed that? Let me know in the comments section down below. Remember that crystal cave scene whenever a character appears in the giant crystal? There's nothing unusual about them. But we can see Griffin, there is a reflection in the corner and he's shown absolutely different. He's actually a good looking and handsome man with a head full of hair. Do you think he's hot now, and who are those guys? Thank you for being with me until the end of the video. If you enjoyed the video, you can choose to watch other videos on these two options. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We will see you in the next video.